All right, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. I don't know why I take my foot out of my mouth. Um, Happy Friday to
Happy
everyone.
Friday.
Happy Friday.
Thank you all for being here. Pansy, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. It's been a week. It's been a week.
Yeah. An
It's
exciting week, though.
it's just freaking crazy how
Everything's
fast.
coming together.
Yeah, and it's you know what I mean. It's really cool. This like it's like they say in the A team. Like I love it when a plan comes together. Um, but it's crazy to see how fast these weeks go. When you just get lost in it sometimes, and the weeks just fly by. But happy Friday! I'm glad you're all here, and I'm excited for our guests and to have this conversation. But it's. Man, I mean, there's so many things I could talk about right now. There's so many different things that we've got going on, and you know, but I think in the interest of keeping things moving a little bit, I don't know. What do you think, Pansy? What are your thoughts on what we've got going on so far? I'm
Well, I
curious
think we
here.
should talk a little bit because
Yeah,
there
yeah,
are a lot of things going on.
yeah.
Um, we have our partnership with Carlos and Chad for co-living,
Mm-hmm.
right, to help people there.
Yep.
Um, you have your funding
Mm-hmm.
thing going on, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Um, I'm
And we're
working. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say we're going for another few rounds of funding as we speak. We're in the next phase of that, and that's been a huge learning experience, and so that's exciting. And yeah, and we've got your system we're building for
For
resource
nonprofits and
nonprofits.
investors
Yeah,
and people to get, the resources they need
yeah,
quicker,
yeah,
um, less red tape type of thing.
yeah,
Um, and we're working a lot with Jennifer and Victoria, and they're in the audience here. Thanks for joining, ladies.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, oh my gosh, that's not even half of it. There's just so many things
I
that
know
we
there's a lot, but it's one thing I've learned going through this is that when you kind of change your focus to instead of like focusing on tasks and getting little tasks done, you focus on the outcomes you want, and it kind of changes how you plan your week and plan how to get things done. But the biggest thing is, and we've talked about this before, is just like sometimes you just gotta, get the boring stuff done and out of the way. And I know it sucks. That's one of the things about, it sucks, but it's also really gratifying when you get it done. That's the other part, right? And I think for me, I instinctually know this, but I still put things off. It's
I
like,
know,
oh
I
man.
do too. And I never used to be so bad with, I used to just get things done for the most part and out of the way, except for homework at school. That would
Yeah,
always be the end of the quarter. Everything now needs to be done all at once, and I would do it all at once.
yeah,
But, I never used to be that bad. I used to just, like a bill would come in, I just bam, pay it, right? Like get
yeah,
it done and over with out of the way. This thing needs to be done. Just do it. You have time right now.
yeah,
And over the years, I just got like, you
yeah.
know.
Well, we do it to ourselves. We know we have things that need to get done. We tell ourselves like, okay, I know. Well, at least for me, it's like I know what I want to accomplish for the week, and if I focus on that, all of the little things get done, right?
Yeah.
It may take a little bit of time, but all the things get done. I think you're the same way. You're just like, look, I know what I want to achieve here. uh Whatever the little knickknack things are that need to get done, like we'll figure those things out. And that's kind of how, and obviously if you're building a business, you got to build out your standard operating procedures and stuff like that. But again, I think in the beginning, if somebody had just told me early on, like all of that stuff, like the website, the business name, obviously you want to get your business set up, you want to have a business LLC and all that stuff, but like all of the little things that you do to build a business, it's like focus on making money. Like your focus should obviously what you want the business to be, and like if you're trying to help people, that should be your focus. But business is run, the lifeblood of business is money. And so if you focus on that, all of the other little things get taken care of, right? Eventually. So it's and again, I started off early in the real estate stuff, and I was worried about building my system and like, having a professional email and like all these little stupid things. It's like, yes, those are important at some point, but they're not like what you should be focusing on, right? So, anyways, point of the story, moral of the story is we've got a lot going on, and love to have anybody who's interested in chatting with us about what we have going on. Feel free to DM either Pansy or I. Come onto the podcast. We're doing it every Friday. We've got opportunities for folks like Pansy was saying for co-living, and we've got opportunities. And even in this discussion with our friend Scott, you're gonna have opportunities here. That's what this is all about. It's about coming in and networking and getting on board,
I'm
right?
excited because this is another opportunity for us.
Well, it is. It's an opportunity for everyone, though,
Well,
right?
yeah, but I'm just saying it definitely what Scott had to offer was
Oh, it's very cool. Yeah, it's very cool.
interesting to me and caught me, got my attention.
Yeah,
So
it's definitely cool. And we're always, and again, Pansy and I, we're always interested in learning from other people and all the various different ways to make money, to network, to
to collaborate.
collaborate. Yeah, absolutely. So all these things are super important, and we're interested in all of them. But anyways, like, this is the Friends with Benefits podcast. Welcome. Um, and this is what we talk about. We talk about networking, real estate investing, entrepreneurship, all of these things, right? And I know there's kind of a heavy emphasis sometimes on real estate and investing. But that's what we do. That's what we're learning, and that's kind of part of our focus. So we're going to talk about it. But anyways, um, I'm excited to bring up Scott and have this conversation. So I think I'll go ahead and do that. Our friend Scott Ellis, the travel entrepreneur. Welcome, sir.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Of course.
Thanks for
Thank you.
joining us. So good to see you.
You
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, I'm super excited for you to kind of let everybody know what you're doing and have that conversation. But for those who don't know you, Scott, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got started in all this, where you hail from, give us the rundown.
Absolutely. So I want to first thank Pansy and Justin for inviting me on tonight. We got to have a great conversation a few weeks ago, and it's amazing what kindred spirits entrepreneurs can be. And you can be in totally different industries and still have that same passion and kind of draw passion from each other and different ideas and concepts and things that you're doing in your industry that translates into other industries as well. So
Yeah.
just a incredible opportunity to come on tonight. So thank you so much. But I'm Scott Ellis and I'm originally from Oklahoma, but I live in the Chicagoland area now. Kind of my background is I'm a nurse by trade. I've been a nurse for over 20 years now and a healthcare executive. I've been a chief nursing officer for quite some time. And I've worked in the for profit and not for profit side of those businesses and industry and healthcare. But most recently, one of the things that I'm coming to talk about tonight is my starting of my travel entrepreneur journey. And I started that about 18 months ago now. So about a year and a half, I have had my travel business. And it's been an amazing experience. And there's kind of two different sides to the travel business from how I work it. And one side is, of course, selling travel, which I absolutely love to do, and I love serving others and helping them with their journeys, whether it's just something as simple as a business trip or all the way to a big celebration of a honeymoon or a destination wedding or an anniversary or just going on a family trip, all the above. So
Nice.
I love doing that. But there's also the side of the business where kind of a network marketing side where I help support others and mentor others in starting their own travel business and becoming a travel entrepreneur. And I have a great passion for that too. And I kind of started that journey because I grew up kind of poor in Oklahoma and I never really got to travel as a kid. And so I always dreamed of going to all these different places I learned about in school, and I never got to do that. And so many of my friends, they were getting the blessing of getting to travel the world or see different things and all those things we were learning about, but I didn't. And
Yeah.
so I made it a journey or a life goal for me to be able to travel and see the world. And so I kind of feel like now I'm kind of traveling for my family in a lot of ways. And I really want to help others to be able to experience travel as well in that same kind of way. And kind of the mentoring side, I absolutely love to use my leadership skills that I have gotten along the way, and I've been blessed to have lots of training in leadership, definitely through education and also experience in the hospital setting, and it translates really well to serving others and helping them reach their goals as travel entrepreneurs.
I love that. I love that. And was there, maybe a specific moment when you sort of kind of got into this? You kind of knew you wanted to travel and you wanted to do that, but was there what was the moment you realized that this could actually be a real business? Like when did that
Yeah,
finally click for you?
Yeah, I have a great friend that she's been having her own travel business for quite some time, and I kind of watched her journey of growing her travel business.
Mhm.
And she talked to me about it one night, and it just kind of clicked for me that I was really meant to do this. Like I have a great passion for it, and it really fuels my fire. And I've been, over 2 decades now being in healthcare. I really kind of wanted something a little different that helped kind of fuel my fire in a different way.
Yeah.
And it was kind of that moment for me and turning point that I realized that it's paid back a million times over in lots of different ways.
No, that's amazing. And so now did you learn from her? Was she kind of your mentor getting into this in the beginning?
Yeah, it's been
And
it's been kind of a mixture of that, along with our host agency has lots of training for us. So as soon as you become a part of the host agency and a part of our team, you have full access to all the training they have to offer from both sides of the business. And so we learn how to sell travel. We learn about every kind of travel there is. So you think about cruises and all inclusives and any kind of travel, solo travel, group travel. I can go on and on, but you can do numerous amounts of training. That's one of the other things that I loved about it is that I love to learn, and
yeah.
I have 4 degrees, and so I'm kind of tapped out. I can't afford any more of that. What I can do is free training that we get along the way with our travel business, and I keep learning more and more every day about that.
So
Uh,
no more stacking up accreditation from schools for you for now?
yeah, no, no, not unless somebody's willing to pay for it. No more
Right.
for that
Yeah,
for me.
right, right. So I guess for somebody listening or hearing about this for the first time, like how maybe explain what you do in simple terms, like from a high level, if
Sure.
somebody's interested in this, because and 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 we can go deeper from there, but I'd like to kind of hear if talk to me like I'm 8 years old, like what exactly are you doing and how can I get involved?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a host agency that we work with, and we have full access to all of their preferred partners that they've had relationships for a long time.
Mhm.
They've been in business for over 30 years now. They're A plus, Better Business Bureau,
Mhm.
and so you know that they're doing great things and have been for quite some time. And of
Yeah.
course, the network marketing side, we partner with a great partner with that as well, and they've been in business and accompanied with our travel agency or host agency, excuse me,
Mhm.
for about 10 years now. So
Yeah.
that allows you access to all of the preferred partners that they have and all the training that they have, along with the training from our preferred partners. And so you
Right.
don't have to have experience traveling. You don't have to have experience being a travel agent. You get all of the training that you could possibly need to run your business from the ground up. And we have access to even training with social media, marketing, even beyond just learning about how to sell travel.
No, and can I ask you like what kind of travel perks do you guys get being in it?
Yeah, that's one of the other big bonuses of being a travel agent as well as we get insider knowledge
Yeah.
about deals and perks, and of course we get offered quite often to go be experts in the different types of travel there is,
Right.
and so we get treated very well as travel agents to be able to go learn about different types of travel as well.
Right. Well, and look, none of us here, I don't think anybody on the call here is really that new to network marketing, or hasn't heard of it before. I think maybe some people have, but for those who haven't really heard of kind of this model of network marketing, maybe you can answer it this way. What makes selling travel different from other businesses, out there?
Sure. One of the great things about travel is that it's almost recession proof, which is
Mhm.
pretty incredible. It's depending on what you see out there, anywhere between 10 to $15 trillion industry currently, and they expect for it to double over the next 5 to 6 years. And so you see these cruise lines, for instance, the ships are getting bigger and better, and they're fitting more people on them, and they're building more all-inclusives. And so that industry is obviously growing when you see that happening.
Yeah.
That's proofs in the pudding with that, right? And so there's something different about that is that it has a great opportunity for you to be able to become very successful in that industry.
Okay. That's interesting. And then what did you guys do? Like when you first started out, like how did you guys get your first customers? Did it just kind of come naturally? Did you just, I mean, obviously everybody's, especially in business, Pansy and I are traveling. We just got done traveling. Pansy's going to be traveling again here really soon, and if we can figure out a way to kind of, um,
Incorporate it.
well, incorporate it, but like if we can figure out a way to benefit at the same time while getting, or helping others maybe travel, but also incorporating it our business, but learning how to find those discounts, learning like the best ways to travel, right? Look, I've been on plenty of coach flights, right? And I and anything I can do to make my travel experience smoother, I'm up for. In fact, I didn't even know. So, and this is something I learned like maybe a year or two ago. You sign up for these airlines and you get airline miles, right? When you sign up on the online account, those airline miles, they're points, right? But the amount of miles you would have to earn to see any kind of benefit, just organically earning miles from buying tickets and traveling just the normal way, it would take you years to earn enough miles to benefit. And you only learn later on that, oh, I got to sign up for your credit card. I got to sign up for the Delta Rewards credit card and get 60,000 miles, and then I get into your clubs and all this and that. In fact, I was talking to my banker and he said that there's a guy that he's a big contractor guy, but he travels a lot and he gets points back from his credit cards, and that he gets so many points back, they give him a cash check. They literally print him a check and take a picture with him because it's a big check. But he's going to take that check and he's going to use it to travel. But
Hmm.
rather than paying cash for whatever next trip or whatever, he's going to go buy those first class tickets to Europe or wherever he's going to go. But he's not going to slap cash on the table. He's going to use a credit card and get basically double points and then travel a second time first class and then pay that off with the cash that he got back, right? So it's like I love hearing these little tricks in the travel trade, and do you guys kind of help with that at all? Do you guys give any kind of advice on how to make those your travel experience maybe smoother, maybe get more out of your travel?
Yeah, absolutely. And we can do a mixture of those things from being able to use points to being able to pay a portion of it as well, being able to split up your different parts of your trip. So if you're wanting
Yeah.
to stay at a location, for instance, or go on a cruise, you might be able to use your travel points for your flight, and then we can help with the accommodation piece of it and excursions. The other really interesting thing is that I did not know this until I started the travel business, but I've been booking my own travel for a long time now and helping others book their own travel. And
Yeah.
I didn't know this, but every travel has commission built into it. And the difference is that you and I, unless we're a travel agent, we're not getting commission from it, but we're doing all the work for it. So, say you go to one of
That's
these
interesting.
websites that
Okay.
you think you're getting this great deal, and you really probably don't know if you got a great deal or not, but you think you did. They made you think you got a great deal,
Right.
but you don't get any commission from it. But that
Right.
site is getting a commission. So, say you go to Expedia, for instance,
Mhm.
and book it yourself. Well, Expedia is getting commission off of that. You're
Yeah.
not. And so you've done all the work, but they're getting the commission. So that's another great reason for me alone to become a travel agent is that for my own travel, I can get commission from it, but also others travel as well.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. So let's go down the business side of that. Well, so if you're giving people advice and helping people kind of navigate, because I'm big on same thing, like figuring out myself, kind of, instead of using a travel agency, which in some cases, from my perspective, could be very useful. Like if I just don't want to spend the time doing it, I'm happy to give someone money to help me and get me the best experience possible. But I love kind of figuring it out myself and looking for the best deals myself. if you're already kind of that type of person, would you say that this is kind of like the perfect opportunity for someone like that?
Yeah, to me, it's a no-brainer, especially
Yeah,
if you're already doing the work, why not monetize off of it? Because the question is not if people are going to travel, the question is who's going to get paid from them traveling.
right,
And so I think that's a big portion of it as well. The other piece of it is that travel agents have access to many things that the public can't see. So if you go to somebody's website, whatever it may be, say a cruise line of choice, you're going to see what they have on their website, but we may, especially with our host agency, with our partnerships, we may have better or different pricing or different perks that we can offer. And so
right.
you're probably going to miss out on some things that you didn't realize you're going to miss out on because you booked it yourself through the cruise line. So
Oh,
if
yeah,
you're not doing it through a travel agent from that piece of it, then you could be missing out on opportunities related to that.
yeah,
Also, your travel agent partner can be looking if prices change. They can help do price matching along the way before your trip goes. They know a lot of the ins and outs because they have done special training with those preferred partners as well to know some of the perks and can answer a lot of questions and save a lot of time. You might spend hours and hours and hours and lots of frustration to get nothing in the end. You're not even getting the
yeah,
commission that somebody else is getting from it. So
yeah.
uh, that's another big piece.
Well, I've been there. I spent the hours doing
Yeah.
exactly what you're talking about. In fact, I saw a woman post on Instagram. They had went on you've heard of the Margaritaville cruise
Oh
ship
yeah.
tour, and she posted this video, and it just like it was nothing, at least according to her. Now
Nothing
everybody,
like it was
yeah,
advertised.
yeah, nothing like it was advertised, right? Like literally nothing like it was advertised. Now, again, this is one person's opinion or, experience with it. But
Well, and that's one thing too, is that a travel agent hopefully is going to build a relationship with you so they can learn you as a person. What
yeah,
would your likes be? What kind of cruise line, for instance, would best fit your style or what you're looking for that trip?
yeah.
Because you might end up on a cruise line that you didn't want to go on, but you didn't realize that you were getting on. Uh,
Yeah, right.
there's
And it's
Yeah.
something out there for
Like
everybody.
that one movie where they end up on the wrong cruise ship and they're
yeah.
like, what's going on? And it's happened in other shows too. Like I didn't realize it was all women's and it's, some bachelor guys try like it's older like women and whatnot or something. And some bachelors are like, well, this is not exactly what I expected, kind of
Right.
thing. But it does help. I like the personal aspect, how you mentioned that, that's what I like about it. That's what I like about you, your personality. We connected through just texting right away. Like
Hmm.
in the comments, I was like, I could just tell his energy is
Yeah,
really good, like
yeah.
this is somebody that I want to know. And I don't know how I missed that. You're recently moved to Chicago. That's even better because now we can meet in person.
Hmm.
Yeah, we're not
Yeah.
far. We're not far away at all.
Yeah, that's awesome. So that,
One
yeah,
of the things that we talked about a few weeks ago is that just in entrepreneurship, how many of us have the same kind of journey, but maybe in a different way. So I want to share a few little bullet points about on being an entrepreneur in general. And some of the things
Please.
that we talk about on our team, because we do a lot of work around leadership training. So it's so important for you to become a leader and continue to fine tune that leadership journey that you're on. And a lot of times, being an entrepreneur or leader is very introspective more than
Mhm.
anything. Sometimes it's things that we find out about ourselves that we did not want to find out about
bam,
the
there's
way.
it right
Uh,
there.
Sometimes other people tell us about it, and sometimes we tell ourselves about it.
Yeah.
But one of the things is anybody can be an entrepreneur. And so, like I said, I come from being a nurse and being a healthcare executive. I do have an MBA. I do have a doctorate of nursing practice, nurse executive. But most people wouldn't think about a nurse being a travel entrepreneur. But actually, it's an excellent career for a nurse. It's we're entrepreneurial. We love to serve others, and that's one of my big whys. Is that remember your why on those days. Like I love serving others, and I go back to my why of wanting other people to experience travel and other people to be successful in their travel business because I was that poor kid from Oklahoma who, if I didn't have the things that happened to me along my journey, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. And so I want to help others along that way. I have people on my team that are single mothers who are wanting to build a better future for them and their kids. I have people that are about to retire that are worried about this environment that we're in now, that they won't have a successful retirement or a peaceful retirement. And the cool thing about the travel business is that you can do it literally anywhere at any time.
Mhm.
And so that's one of the things I wanted to continue to talk about is that you can even build it to where you have residual income and you have what we call sleep money. And that's one of the things that we love to talk about is sleep money, how you're making money while you're sleeping.
Yep.
Heck
Um,
yeah.
What everybody needs. What
I
everybody
literally
needs.
have been making money while I'm on the beach, on a cruise ship, on my couch, while I'm sleeping. And so that's one of the amazing things about this travel business as well. And you continue to build a team in travel, is that your team can be making money while you're also making money from that as well.
Yeah.
So bullet points, stay consistent, but be flexible. You want to have some consistency, some daily methods of operations, things that you just start doing on an everyday basis that just come naturally over time, but also be flexible and learn from that. Edit your approach based on data and responses that you have. Like your audience is going to tell you if you're being successful or not.
Yeah.
If you're not looking at your data and seeing that, then you're missing out.
Yeah.
Because some of the realities of some of the data is a lot of contacts you have might turn into nothing.
Yeah.
But what does that look like? Are you being successful with those nothingness? Or you continue to fail forward and fail it intelligently? Because if you're not having failures, you're not being very entrepreneurial right now. You're not taking very many risks. And so that's
Yeah.
one of the things you probably should look at as well.
That's actually a really good point. One of my close friends was just like, look, I've gotten to where I've gotten to because I failed way more than anyone else was willing to, way faster.
Mhm.
And that's always stuck with me. It's just like, yeah, you know, there's no way around it. Like you got to get over that. You got to believe in yourself and you got to just understand like it's a part of the journey. And the faster you can push yourself through that and fail and learn from it and move on, the faster you're going to be successful. A quick question. So for folks joining, like, you know, the folks that you're training, describe a little bit of what that training, like somebody onboarding with you guys, what does that even look like to get started and getting trained under you or under your partners?
Yeah, absolutely. So our host agency, we have training with our host agency, kind of some introductory training, but we also have an incredible team and we have a larger team. And one of the things that I've absolutely loved about starting this travel business is that our amazing team that we have, we're so supportive, and if everybody wins, everybody wins. And so that's one of the amazing things about this business is other people actually want you to be successful and want you to
Yeah,
succeed. And so they're also going to be invested in your success. And so we have a very supportive team, and we have a on the platform school actually lots of training available, and you could literally learn from the ground up of starting your travel business, both sides of it, selling travel and starting your own team and sponsoring others to start their own travel business.
yeah.
And so we have everything from, like I mentioned earlier, social media, marketing, learning about any kind of travel you could possibly imagine, but also the leadership side of it, inspirational things. Some people thrive off of mindset. That's a big piece of it as well. And so we do a lot of multifocal training.
Yeah.
And it's never ending. And we have groups that you can reach out to day or night. And there's lots of different team meetings you can be on and join. We do lots of cool things right now, like blitzes. And so we do 30-minute intervals of blitzes where we're trying to grow like our social media platforms and different things that we do together as a team, even. And it really helps hold you accountable and just only spend different cracks in your day of really growing your business.
That's
Uh,
actually pretty cool. That's very cool.
yeah, I told you all about this. We started doing hustle houses actually. And so we're doing hustle houses all across the country. And so we have different houses that we rent out in we usually have a group of 10 or more. And we meet at those different places all across the country and
That's
really
a great
get
idea.
together.
I love that idea.
That was one of the things that caught my attention last time too. I'm like, this is a great idea. I want to do this.
Yeah, that sounds a lot like Carolina and what's her friend's name? They do kind of something similar. They rent out like a big house and they bring a bunch of real estate investors together to just like hustle for
Mhm.
like, you know, a month or whatever. Really, that's actually a great idea. So what kind of qualities do you look for in someone that, you know, who might be a good fit for this? Like, what are some of those qualities that you're looking for?
Yeah, I think having that entrepreneurial spirit, being willing to take that risk, because a lot of people aren't. Like they let fear get in the way of being successful, or to
Mhm.
actually hold on to a solution that's right in front of them a lot of times. Uh,
Yeah.
and that's sometimes very unfortunate, right? And so you have to kind of be open and adaptable, and you have to be willing to learn, because you might be successful in whatever industry you're currently in. It might
Mhm.
be a complete change for you, just like me going from nursing to travel.
Yeah.
Those two things seem like night and day difference. In some ways they were, and in some ways they weren't. A lot
Yeah.
of things that I already had in me were translatable into another industry, and so it's actually a great thing that you come from somewhere else. Bring that with you, because you're going to be somebody else's somebody. Whether that's a client for travel or being able to help mentor somebody else. So it's really helpful to bring those different things. You don't need to be just one thing or be put in a box a lot of times, like a lot of times we're put in.
Would you say this is kind of like a cross between maybe passive and semi-passive? Because I know it's not all passive, right? Like you're going to be helping, it's about helping people, and it's about training and instructing people. So there's going to be some hand-holding that you're going to have to do. But you know would you say, because we talk about that residual income, that sleep money, which is definitely a part of it, but it's kind of a mix, right? It's kind of like a hybrid between like actual truly passive and semi-passive, right? That's,
Yeah, absolutely. Like kind of up, like a day in the life, I guess, would be
yeah,
1 minute I might be helping, and I'm really excited because coming up here in a few weeks, this couple that I helped with their 45th wedding anniversary, they're taking their bucket list trip to Hawaii for 2 weeks, and
nice,
they've rented the convertible. They're staying at an amazing resort. They're doing the luau on their wedding anniversary night, and
nice.
things that they'll never forget. I mean, they're checking off all the boxes with all the excursions, and it was a privilege to be able to help them put all that together and to be able to have that experience, because they'll never forget it for the rest of their lives. And it's something they've been looking forward to. So I have stories
Yeah,
like that where I help people with big celebrations. And then I have, like I mentioned, the single mother who she's having a flourishing business right now. I'm so excited for her and proud of her. And she's selling lots of travel, and she absolutely has loved it. And it's kind of ignited her fire and made her feel more comfortable in the world too. So I'm very, very happy for her and privileged to be able to help her on that journey as well. So
Eh,
it could be both those things, helping somebody who needs to learn about business or leadership that's never done it before. It could be somebody who's never hardly been on social media at all as well. So we have all
yeah.
that available.
What would you say, like, well, maybe I gotta ask it this way, like how much time would somebody need to commit to this, realistically, right? To start and then eventually be successful at it.
Yeah, it depends on your goals. And I think that's a big thing too, is that when I'm helping support somebody or mentor somebody, I like to hear what somebody's goals are. Some people
Mhm.
have the goal to just do it, part-time, or in the cracks of their day. And so
Right.
that would be a different tailored approach. And you might be somebody that wants to do this full time, and that's their goal, is to move to being in the full-time realm and having that residual income. Because once you do build quite a large team, you can have some very lucrative success from it as well. So
Sure,
that's your
sure.
goal. Definitely tailoring that according to the person and their goals, and that could change throughout time. You might start slowly and just do it for a smaller audience and want to have a certain niche.
Yeah,
Like some people want to do just cruises or all inclusives, or some people love the wedding circuit where they're just helping with honeymoons and bachelorettes and destination weddings. And so trying to help people find their niche as well, and learn that individual. And so that's something I've learned throughout my executive and leadership careers, that you tailor your communication based upon your audience and what that person's goals are as well.
yeah, that's a good point. And obviously having a team, you're gonna be building a team, you're gonna have that increases the responsibilities that you're gonna have, and the time that you're gonna be expected to put into the business. But obviously when you're at that point, it's that's where it gets exciting in my opinion. No, that's really cool. So let me ask you this. What are some of the most lucrative travel products that you guys sell?
I would say a lot of people have great success with groups, whether
Okay.
it's a group cruise or groups going to all inclusives. There's lots of opportunity with groups, and you can do that from I mean, you could literally, the world's your oyster. And my business, the world's an oyster travel pearls. And I
Mhm.
really believe that the world is your oyster. And it's the same thing with the travel business, is that it could go in lots of directions.
Yeah.
You find like-minded people that want to do group traveling together, and that could be the sky's the limit with that, right? I mean, there's lots of
Oh
people who
yeah.
health and wellness retreats, or
Yeah.
you think about churches or sororities, or so I think groups is a pretty lucrative part of the business as well. And also luxury travel too.
Yeah. Would you say that like a large majority of your customers are maybe like that, like businesses, like our business, churches, things like that, like nonprofits, or is it, or do you find that you have a good mix of just like individuals and businesses? Like what does that look like for you?
Yeah, right now I have a pretty good mix of that. I
Yeah.
do have a lot of people that typically are looking to celebrate something in life. And so I love that too. We're thinking about their bucket list or places they're trying to mark off. And so I love being able to talk to clients and say, okay, what's your next trips down the road? Like, let's try to plan this out, or what things can we
Yeah.
group together where you're getting the most bang for your buck, or the time. Because not everybody gets a lot of time off, or some people are retired and they have lots of extra time, or they might not have the funds for it. So you might have to do different creative ways to help them be able to successfully travel as well.
Well,
So,
that's nice though to help them come up with a plan, right?
yeah.
That where others would be like, look, I can't help you. We don't have the, you don't have the money I to pay for my products, so call me when you got money, right?
Yeah, and
Not,
that's one of the
hey,
things that I
let's look at this.
haven't.
How could we make this possible in the near future, right?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love that. I love
Yeah.
that.
That's one of the things I haven't got to point out as well, is that many of us that are travel advisors, our services are typically free, and a lot of people think that they're going to get charged a lot of money by a travel advisor, but actually my services are completely free to help others plan their trip. Some do charge a service fee to do research for them, and
Mhm.
others don't charge at all, but mine are completely free.
Yeah, I like that. And yeah, you're getting paid in other ways. So, like you're very outgoing, right? You're very confident, you're outgoing, you've got a great personality. As they would say in the nursing, yeah, good bedside manner, right? But so someone coming in that maybe doesn't have like a lot of sales experience, and how would you train somebody like that? How do you guys go about helping those individuals that like, look, I know this sounds really interesting, but I have no sales experience. I'm not super
Or
duper confident.
I don't really want to talk to people on the phone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Those
Yeah.
type of people. Like, I like the idea that it's computer based and
Hmm.
stuff, but I don't really, want to deal with people.
Yep. And you know what? And like I said earlier, and literally anybody could be an entrepreneur, and anybody could be a travel entrepreneur. And so there is the right person out there for their client, and the right people on their team that would be perfect for, that they totally get each other, that they don't want to have that phone call conversation, that they
Hmm.
want to have everything texted to them, or Facebook Messenger, or emailed to
So
them.
they could just build it the way, and they're gonna essentially, you're saying they're gonna end up attracting those people
Hmm.
that they would better serve with their language, right? Whether it
Yeah,
be
absolutely.
texting.
And that's what you find your niche, your people, and with social media, like that's the amazing thing too. Like anybody can get on social media. I have people that are on my team that they would never want to do a live. They would never want to
Yeah.
be on a podcast. That's not their thing. But they are incredible at doing research for other people for their travel, and they could get something sent over to them, an amazing proposal for them, the perfect trip for them. And so they're excellent at what they do as well. And you can be completely different personality types, introvert, extrovert, and you can still run a very successful business.
That's
Let's
awesome.
I actually, yeah, let's talk about that a little. How does social media play a role in all of this? Like, what does that look like for the travel business?
Yeah, it's a pretty incredible. If you're not doing social media, you're probably missing out on
Oh, a
missing out
ton.
on an audience. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have had to learn so much, because if you wanted me to keep you alive for a shift, or work in healthcare
Keep you
executive,
alive
for instance,
first.
I could do that. But the social media thing was a whole new ball of wax for me. But
Hmm.
like I said, we have amazing training from that, and we have amazing opportunities with our team and support. And so I have learned so much to be able to put that out there. One of the
Yeah.
cool things is, as a travel advisor, the opportunities we have to travel with our partners, to be able to go experience those things. It just naturally happens with content a lot of times.
Yeah.
And so, for instance, back in September, we went on a 27-night cruise, and you can imagine the amount of content that I had during a 27-night cruise.
Oh,
You
yeah.
literally could turn your camera on and go live and take pictures and things like that. It's right there at its fingertips, right? And so that's many of our goals at our travel advisors, is to be out traveling, to be able to show our clients what there is available in real time. And so the
That's
social
actually a
media
really
piece
good
of it
idea.
kind of just like it just the content's right there.
Yeah, that's actually a really good idea. Um, Well, so, and I know we're going to get into a little bit more about the network marketing side of this, but I feel like, there's a lot of misunderstandings when it comes to network marketing and maybe some skepticism out there. We've all kind of heard, this is my first rodeo. I've been pitched network marketing products before. How do you address some of that skepticism about people maybe unsure about it, or maybe have gotten a skewed understanding of what it actually is? Like, how do you address that with people?
Yeah, I've heard the scheme,
Yeah,
the scheme piece of it,
yeah,
pyramid scheme,
yep,
all the above, scam, spam,
yeah,
any kind of term you could possibly imagine
yep,
that's out there. And the proof's in the pudding. Like I say, our team's having very success, and we put our information out there as a team. You can see the success of people selling travel and their teams that they're building
yeah,
and the trips that they're going on. And so pyramid schemes are actually illegal, and so that's not a thing, right? And so what people fear, they put a name to it, and they want to call it a monster, whatever their term is for it. And so the proof's kind of in the pudding. It's actually happening and very successful for people. One of the great things about network marketing actually is that you look at a pyramid, which would be, and I was set in the C-suite as an executive, but as an executive, usually the C-suite's typically at the top of that pyramid in any organization. You see directors, managers, and the frontline individuals, right? And so that's typically most industries, right?
yeah,
And so one of the amazing things about this is that in network marketing, and especially I could speak for our side of network marketing, is you have the opportunity to pass up the CEO. And that would never happen in any other industry. If you build a successful team, a successful business, you actually can pass them up. And the person that even sponsored you to start the business, you can pass them up. And that's happened many, many times. But that would never happen in another industry where you have that, pyramid, if you will, that you see where, the C-suite's at the top. Typically, you're not going to jump from the front line to the C-suite immediately or pass them up. That's not even an opportunity.
Interesting. Thanks for explaining that. We have a question.
yeah. I was just gonna say we're gonna bring up Jeff. Our friend Jeff's got a question. Let's bring you up, Jeff. What's up, Jeff?
Hey,
Hey,
Jeff, good to
Hey, Jeff.
see
good
you.
to
Yeah,
see
good
you
to see you,
guys.
man.
Yeah.
So how can we help you? You got a question for Scott?
Well, yeah, I was just curious about it. 'Cause I had done this many years back with a company called KHM. Um, and I'm just curious as to the fees involved with being an associate. I know that um
Great question.
Yeah, absolutely. So our particular host agency and the our network marketing side, it's just under $200 to start your business, actually, which is pretty incredible to think about. So it's actually $199.90 to start both sides of the business, and then there's a monthly fee that you have of $19.95 and then $39.95 for each side of the business. So it's just under $60 monthly from that. And to give you an example, if you have one person join your team, you get $50 every time somebody joins your team. So you're basically have almost paid for that month of your business alone. The other cool thing is that I haven't seen this out there in the industry, but there's actually a 30-day, a 90-day, and a 1 year guarantee. And so the 30 days, that if you feel like it's not a good fit for you, you actually can express that, and you'll get completely refunded your money. and the 90-day is for the other side of the business as well. Our host agency actually has a guarantee of a 1-year profit guarantee. So if you have not made more profit than what you paid into the business, whether that's the benefits that you might have received or the commissions that you receive from it, they will give you your money back, 100% guarantee. So pretty incredible. You don't hear of any industries
No.
that out there.
No.
So
No.
that helps take a little bit of that risk piece off of it. Of course, you need to put a good faith effort out there to help build your own business and use the tools that they have. And there are different people out there. Some people sign up and they just think that the money's going to come to them. You do have to put some work into it, obviously, but you actually have the tools there to build your business right in front of you. So
No,
That's
that's
awesome.
great question.
yeah, great question, Jeff. Did you have any other questions, or was that pretty much the main question?
Yeah, that was the main.
All right.
Thanks, Jeff.
Well,
Thanks for
I appreciate
asking.
you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I
but
appreciate
I
you.
guess follow-up question would be, I'm sure we'll get to it, like the name of the host company that you're with,
My host agency actually is IntelliTravel.
IntelliTravel.
Yep.
Cool. Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate you, man. Let me follow this up. When people approach me with things like this or like network marketing, I always say, look, show me your success in it and then come back and talk to me, right? Like if you yourself haven't found a good deal of success in it, you know, tell me when you do, because then I'll be interested because I'm gonna know what you did and how you did it, and Scott already brings that, so that was one of the things I really like. Like he brought this to us and was talking to us about it, and he's already found his success in it, which is really really cool. And he's also one of these folks that's loves teaching and loves helping other people learn this side of the business. So all those things were really good for us. That's why we got interested in this. But what are some of the biggest challenges you faced early on when you got into this? Maybe you can talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. So just in network marketing and probably in business in general, your typical clients are not your friends and family.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
Let me
I
say
think
that
we
again.
all
Your
kind of know
typical clients
that.
yeah,
because I think in the beginning you really think that those are going to be the people that are going to be jumping to support you immediately,
yeah. No.
Yeah.
and they are not. And, and for
Yeah,
me, some other people water off a duck's back, right?
yeah,
But
Yeah.
for me, that was a journey, quite honestly, because I would be the first person to help support other people, I think, in my mind, right? And I have
yeah,
many times over. But it's very interesting. And so you kind of have to learn from that. And so, one of the biggest things is to be adaptable and be flexible. But you have to tell yourself, go back to your why every time, because you're going to have lots of rejection, and that's
yeah,
perfectly fine. But fell forward, fell fast, fell intelligently.
yeah,
Um, so I think that's a that's a big.
I just love your energy. Like I said, just picked up on your energy when we were connecting in the comments on other people's posts
yeah,
somewhere. And I'm like, Justin, this guy just seems really cool. We need to talk to him. And I'm so glad that you ended up reaching out to me first, I believe.
Yeah.
So I'm so blessed to, bring you on to the team and into the community, like help us. I want to travel so bad, and this sounds like a great way to do it. And I know
oh,
like
100%.
Jennifer and Victoria and I were talking about like some retreat type things for co-living and stuff like that. So this is awesome. I really appreciate you coming on here and bringing such great energy. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah, and I think something like this with the low starting point of coming into an industry is a great way to really change somebody's life. Like if somebody truly wants to change their life and doesn't have a lot to invest in starting their own business, this is one great way to start that. And it could lead into lots of other things. I mean, the sky's the limit. Like it's so
Oh yeah, I
adaptable.
mean it's like any you get yourself out there and you start doing it, other opportunities open up to you. What would you say? You spoke about the getting rejected because that's a big part of anything, right? You getting rejected when you're trying to find properties in real estate investing, you get rejected. It's all a part of it. But would you say that that's kind of the difference between someone who succeeds versus someone who doesn't in this business is they get through that, get over that really quickly and just, learn from it and move on. Is that kind of the big differentiator?
For sure, for sure. And our team is a big part of that because it's
Yeah,
a great way that you have somebody to go back to. And one of the big mantras that I talk about is your business is yours. Like this is your business when you start your own travel business, but
yeah,
you're never alone. And
yeah,
so that's the really cool thing about having that camaraderie because other people are going to experience the same thing.
yeah,
And so when you have those difficult days, because you're going to have them, the tough days, or you have to go back to your why, but you also have to go back to your team as well. And having that team is a big foundational benefit as well.
yeah. And I would just say for someone who's watching this after the fact, who you're someone you want more income, you want more freedom, you want maybe a different business path. I think the first step you should take is get a hold of Scott and his team. That's my
No, no,
recommendation.
no. They should reach out to us because they're
Oh,
going to want to
or
be on
us.
our team. But
Well,
Scott is part of the package, though,
yeah.
Yeah.
because
Well,
we're going to
either
be
way.
on his team. So I'm just saying, don't no, don't
Well,
get
I mean,
fussy. All right.
okay. Well, either way, you can get a hold of us, and we're gonna also have Scott's information up too. So, but either way, we just want people to get the information they need and be successful in whatever they're trying to do. And this is yet
Absolutely.
another way to do that. But man, Scott, this has been an interesting conversation. I would love to pick your brain a little bit more, especially on the travel side. I have some other questions. We're getting close to the end. If by the way, if anyone on the show right now with us has questions for Scott, please raise your hands and let us know. We'll be happy to bring you up and get your questions answered. Or if you just have a question you want to throw it in the side chat too, we can ask Scott. But one of my biggest challenges that I've had with travel is like booking flights. I've noticed recently when booking flights, they're actually kind of hiding the seat cost, or they're not hiding the seat cost. They're trying to trick you into paying more for a seat. Have you noticed
Like
that?
to pick your actual seat number,
Yeah,
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 it can depend on which is your airline of choice. Definitely one of the big ones, Southwest. Southwest has definitely changed the way they fly most recently, and so it's become kind of standard with the others that are
I
out there.
honestly, I've seen this with American. I saw it with United. I saw it with Southwest. So what
yeah,
happens
they
is,
all were like once you pick your flight, like it tells you, like when you're first going, it tells you you don't have to pick a seat. But
yeah,
then once you pick, your flight, it tries to trick you to pay into picking a specific seat. And
yeah,
I'm like,
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I thought you said I didn't have to do this. How come
yeah,
it's changed now? And
So
yeah.
I see.
when you're getting the best pricing, like the economy or the basic, typically it's going to eventually assign you a seat. And that happens in a lot of industries, not even just the airlines, but also cruise lines do that as well.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's getting your best price, and you might have a guaranteed seat or a guaranteed cabin
Yeah,
or
I know that's yeah, yeah, yeah. That's exactly what American does and what United does. So it's like, okay, yeah, you're paying for the flight. We're gonna assign you a seat. You're gonna get a seat. It's probably not gonna be one that you like, but if you want to upgrade, you can. And I'm totally fine with that. But the problem I have is they're not being transparent of that's what's going on, right?
Mhm,
The thing that they're doing is you pay for your flight, and then they're like, okay, now it's time to pick your seat, and you're like, what do you mean? What? Pick my seat? And all the seats cost something. Does that make
mhm.
sense?
Yep.
So they're not telling you you don't need to do this. You can skip this. This is just if you want to upgrade your seat. They're just saying, okay, this is part of the process. Pick your seat now. You're like,
Yeah,
what?
it's
What?
almost deceptive.
It's
Yeah.
very, I find it very, these little things like this. I'm sure it's just an example of what you help people navigate, but I'm curious, like, yeah, I was just curious your thoughts on that. But I was just,
Victoria had dropped something in the chat. She wants to know more about the Hustle House, which is something that really caught my ear when you were talking about it before too. And that was like one of the first things that I was like, yeah, sounds awesome. So yeah,
Yeah.
please tell us.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
really cool opportunity. So they have been typically limiting to usually about 10 at each Hustle House. And we've done North Carolina, Houston. There's about to be one in St. Louis. There's going to be one in Indiana in the near future, San Diego.
Mhm.
But people sign up for it. You pay a small amount to help pay for the house itself and food, and everything's included. So food, the house, everything. And so you meet in one place. You do lots of very concrete agenda. A lot of it's based around trying to grow your business. So sometimes
Mhm.
it'll be just the sponsor side, as we would call it, so the network marketing side of it, or other times it might be the agent side. So your focus might be growing your travel selling side of it, or your focus might be growing your team, the sponsor side of it. But either way, there's still opportunity to discuss mindset, leadership, and the entrepreneurial piece of it, but also the hustle piece of it. You think about these influencers that lived in all these houses together, these young Gen
Mhm.
Zs and millennials that live in these houses, huge mansions together, and they're always doing content. And that's how they become really successful, is that they're constantly doing content together and they help each other with content and different ideas. And
Yep.
we do that amongst our team, even. So the Hustle House is that on steroids. And even amongst our team, you always have content that we share. So you don't have to necessarily recreate the wheel. You can edit it a little bit to
Yeah.
make it really successful for you. But the Hustle House is a kind of an influencer that you see on TV on steroids, but it's really focusing in on travel.
Yeah. Like for me, like the content thing, I can't I hate watching myself on video. I just don't like watching myself. And so getting over that, like, because you're gonna have to, if you're gonna, especially in the beginning, you're making your own videos, you're gonna be editing, you're gonna have to get over that. And I think being in a situation like that where everybody's doing it and they're helping you create content and getting over that sort of maybe a little bit of a fear, maybe a little bit of just uncomfortability,
Yep.
could be huge for people. I know it was like just Pansy and I doing this. But even before doing this, I was on my buddy's podcast, JJ, and going on there and getting just kind of getting over that fear of being in front of everybody and like watching yourself on video in a recording. It nobody cares. That's the thing. It's like
Yep.
like you're nobody's paying attention to you as much as you are paying attention to yourself. Nobody is thinking about you as much as you are thinking about yourself,
Yep.
right?
And having that hustle house, you're going to have people that are cheering you on, which
Yeah.
pushes you to just be natural. And that's what
Yeah.
people want. Like the most popular content that's out there is
Yeah.
not perfection. Like the most popular is the imperfections that people have. And
Yeah.
that's how you're going to be more known, and your audience is going to find you that way.
Yep.
Very
Yeah.
true. I mean, anytime I speak to anyone that's caught mine and Justin's, podcast, something they always say is like, we just like that you guys are just real and transparent. You're not trying to be scripted and, very perfect. And you know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? Like, I'm like, I don't have time for all that or the
Yeah, I don't
equipment to
either.
try to be all that.
I
You
don't
know what
either.
I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I just want to feel comfortable and not have to worry about being perfect on, you know, out there.
I think
So
there's a real I think there's a real demand for just like real human beings. You
Mhm.
yeah,
know,
just
like
be
there's so much
yourself.
nonsense. Yeah, there's so much nonsense. It's just like, look, just be truthful with me, you know? Just be honest like who you are with me. And that gets a lot more
I
traction, I
think
think.
we need to help people see that about themselves more. I think
Mhm.
along the lines. And I know it's getting away from like the travel and stuff, but somewhere along the lines, people kept getting told that who they are wasn't good enough or wasn't this or wasn't that. And you have to be this and you have to be that. And I really wasn't about that. And since, the last so many years or so. I don't even, I'm like, no, I don't want to fit into your dang box.
Hmm.
Even harder, pushing against it harder, on chemicals and stuff like that. And I'm just like, yeah, to just find new ways to help people and to bring people together and the energy um, of others, like yourself,
Hmm.
And it does,
Yeah,
it completely relates to what we've been talking about because
it does.
everybody can do this. Everybody can be an entrepreneur. Everybody can be a travel entrepreneur.
Hmm.
And you need to be you. You need to bring your authentic self to it. You don't have to be a salesperson because, like I said earlier, travel sells itself. It is like a recession-proof industry that keeps growing, and it's going to double over the next 5 to 6 years. So
Yep.
there's nothing to sell. Almost everybody loves to travel in some sort of way. So
Yeah.
it kind of sells itself.
Yeah,
And
that's
by
why
the
I was
way,
told. I've been wanting to travel. I'm like, I need to come up with some more creative ways. I'm not getting to travel enough.
yeah, yeah.
So,
And it's a perfect opportunity for that too. But I think everybody hates, not hate, but just like our spidey sense goes off anytime we think we're even an inkling of sales is going on. Like if somebody's trying to sell us on anything, we all have that sixth sense, like, oh boy, here we go, right?
Mhm.
And I'm the same way. I can't stand like the salesy. If you're really trying to sell me something, like figure out what I need first, how about? And figure out what problem you're solving for me. Because
Yep.
then you might get my interest. But if it's just, you're approaching me and just trying to sell me on something, like, and that's what's great about travel too, like you just said, it literally is just the people will find you, the people that need to travel are gonna find you. So love it. Well, listen, Scott, we're towards the end here, but I really, really appreciate you jumping on with us. This has been super interesting and very informative. And I would love let's do this for folks who do want to get in touch with you, Scott. What's the best way for people to do that?
I will drop right now. Here's my email address and my website for the mentoring side of it, and that's my Facebook as well. The link to my Facebook.
Okay, great. And by the way, folks listening or watching after the fact, we'll have it in the descriptions below. You can check out Scott.
if
Um,
anybody in our current Zoom or anyone out there decides they want to sign up, let me know because I'm
mhm.
signing up and you could be under me.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yeah, so
Love it.
let's
Love it. Love it.
do this together here.
Yes, very excited.
Yeah,
So,
this is gonna be good. Well, Scott, thank you again. I'm gonna go ahead and sign us off, but thank you everybody for being here
and
and for
oh
those
yeah, we
watching.
stay after just to let you know.
Yeah, but and also, yeah, for those watching after the fact, if you jump on the actual live podcast, we stick around after the fact and hang out, and you guys can meet everybody who's here and do that whole thing. So that's part of the benefit of jumping on with this live. But anyway, thank you all. We'll see you again next Friday. This has been Justin and Pansy for the Friends with Benefits podcast, and we'll see you again soon.